At the Range is brought to you by Davidson's Gallery of Guns.
Bryan, today we'll talk about reticles, right? Now this one is a very traditional looking crosshair type reticle. More modern for sure, right? We've got a very precise floating dot aiming point in the middle, so we're not obscuring much of the target. Along the horizontal crosshair, it sub-tends about 2/10 of a mil, so very precise wind holds. If you need more than that, there's usually some feature like this down to 1/10 of a mil. Yep. Something most folks would recognize.
Yeah, this reticle works great for those that are going to dial,
right.
that need that precise aiming point and are, even at known distances.
Right. You're going to get on that elevation turret, spin that sucker, get where you need to be. Now, this little fella, on the other hand, is a whole different animal. This is the reticle used by Special Operations Command, and it is a holdover reticle.
Yeah, this is what a lot of people call it, a Christmas tree reticle.
Right.
It's a grid style. There's a lot of information in there. It looks busy when you first look at it.
Sure.
However, if you start breaking it down, all the information, as long as you understand it, it's got a reason to be there. And it's a great reticle for those that don't have the time to dial, right, and are also engaging multiple targets at different distances.
Right, multiple targets, multiple distances. Time matters, right? I can just stay behind the scope. I can move from 2 mils to 4 mils to 6 mils. I don't have to come up, twist my turret, none of that nonsense.
That's great. So, the days of the traditional shooter-spotter,
right,
a little bit different now. There's a lot more shooter-shooter or even solo-shooter engagements.
Right. This is time matters. I got to move fast. So example, I got 2 mil hold and 8/10 of a wind. You send it right there. Or you come down, you got a 4 mil hold and 8 miles an hour of wind. Right? Then you're going to use your wind dots for that.
Yeah, so let's talk about how you came up with the 8 mile an hour wind. So since we're talking 308 and SOCOM, all right, these are 4 mile an hour wind dots when we're talking about a 308. So each one of these dots coming down through here, as you see, they gradually grow, and that's going to be your time of flight dots or your wind dots.
Right.
So each one's at 4 miles an hour. So that way it allows the shooter, if he's engaging a target with a 4 mil hold, he's able to hold, say, 8 mile per hour here.
Right.
That's going to let him know when his next hold is 6, he's still got another 8 mile an hour hold. It's still more of a hold, but it's 8 mile an hour.
No calculations, just burn it down. What do we got going on up here? What's this?
All right, so these lines are for the rapid engagement techniques.
Right.
All right, so these are based on basically a 12-inch target.
Right.
And as they go further out, we got a 1 mil hold, 0.9, 0.8, 0.7. You measure that target.
Right. Something about 12 inches in diameter fits underneath this line. I'm cutting that 6.5, 3. That's my 3 mil hold, and I'm going to send it. All right, so 11 years ago, I took one look at this thing and thought, hey, neat concept, not so much my thing. After 2 days of training, I've been in love with it ever since. This is my baby, even though my sniper days are long behind me. So I would encourage the folks at home, give it a chance, give it a couple of days of training, and see if you don't like the holdover reticle as much as SOCOM and I.